so excited to be here at River Valley Youth with you. It is the last River Valley Youth Night of 2017. Come on, it's gonna be a good night tonight. It's gonna be a good night because not only is your life gonna be changed tonight, but 2018 is gonna be even better than 2017. How many of you guys believe that in this place? Come on. Now, I'm so excited for Christmas because there are a few things that I love to do for Christmas. I don't know about you, but I really love opening presents. How many of you are with me? I love opening presents, okay? On the count of three, I want you to tell me what your favorite Christmas present of all time was. 1, 2, 3. I heard a Hatchimal. I don't know if you're like teenagers. Why are you loving Hatchimals right now? Okay? A second thing that I love doing is I don't know if you're like me, but I love sleeping underneath a lit Christmas tree. Anybody with me? Has anybody ever done that? I mean, if you turn on the Christmas tree, you cozy up with your Snuggie and you go to sleep. It is like a legit fire hazard, but it's worth the risk. You know what I'm saying? And finally, one thing I loved doing when I was a kid over Christmas was I loved helping my mom set up the nativity scene. Now, how many of you have a nativity scene in your house? Does anybody have a nativity scene? Raise your hand. Okay, now here's the thing with a nativity scene. A nativity scene is a picture of Jesus' birth. Check this out. We should have a picture of it. It's a picture of Jesus' birth. What you see in that nativity scene is you see the 3 wise men. Listen up. You see the 3 wise men on the side. In the middle, you see Mary and Joseph. On the other side, you might see some shepherds. In your nativity scene, you might have, I don't know, maybe some farm animals, maybe an angel. But one thing that I love doing is after my mom would set up a nativity scene, I would bring a Terry Parkman version to it. I would bust out my toys. And how many of you know that a nativity scene with 3 Darth Vaders, a dinosaur, and a Batman makes a good nativity scene? Come on. Anybody in this place? That, my friend, is a nativity scene. Could you imagine if like Batman showed up to Mary instead of an angel to announce a birth? I'm Batman. Mary, did you know? You know? How do I know that I'll have a baby? Because I'm Batman, you know? Batman makes just Bible stories better. Like Moses stepping up to Pharaoh, let my people go. No. Batman, all right, go ahead. I'm Batman. So he makes it so much better. Here's the deal about the nativity scene. I remember setting it up. And the last thing that you set up when you set up a nativity scene is the manger. It's the manger because it's in the manger, it's the feeding trough that Jesus was laid in because there was no room in the inn. You see, when Mary and Joseph went to Bethlehem, they tried to get into a hotel and the hotel had no more room. But what they said is, we have this stable where we keep our animals. Listen up. We had this cave and you can stay there. So literally, Jesus was born and they laid him in this feeding trough and the stable was like called a manger. And I remember when I helped my mom set up the nativity scene, we would always put the manger with Jesus there. And I asked people all the time when I was a kid, why do we celebrate Christmas? And the answer that I would always get is we celebrate Christmas because it celebrates that Jesus came to earth as a baby, grew into a man, and died on the cross. But to me, I'm like, but that's Easter, right? We celebrate on Easter that Jesus died for our sins. There's got to be some better impact other than Jesus just being born. Like, what's the impact of Jesus being born in a manger? You see, we often look to the cross for our victory. We often look to the cross for freedom from our sin. We often look to the cross and we listen to hear Jesus say, it is finished. But you got to understand what was finished at the cross began right there in the manger. Okay? You got to hear me when I say this. It began here in the manger. Before I became a Christian, I looked at Jesus in the manger as baby Jesus, meek and mild. Isn't he sweet? But after I became a Christian, what I realized is that the moment that Jesus was born and laid in the manger, the devil began to shake. He began to shudder because he knew that his time was short and Jesus came to wreck everything that he ever did. How many of you know, come on, that Jesus in a manger means something? It means something. It means that Jesus showed up to serve notice on the devil that his time was short. That Jesus showed up to completely destroy the works of the devil, and that Jesus showed up to change the world. It's not just a waiting game for 33 years until he hits the cross. When he showed up, all of hell freaked out. Every demon freaked out. Satan freaked out. Why? Because 1,000 years of all of Satan's plan was about to be crushed in one moment by that baby in the manger. This Christmas means hope for you guys. It means that your game can be changed now. That means that Satan's grip on you is about to loosen. Before Jesus showed up on the scene, the devil had a permanent grip on your life. But the minute that baby Jesus arrived in the manger, that grip, it began to fall off. And your life will never be the same. You got to know that the manger was a game changer. Hear me when I say that. The manger was a game changer for your heart, for your soul. It was a game changer for your sicknesses in your life. It was a game changer for your depressions. It was a game changer for your addictions, because every single time we look at baby Jesus laying in the manger, we remember that our addictions, our sicknesses, and our depression, it has a clock on it. Its time is short, because Jesus is about to bring healing in your life. Tonight, I believe you walked in here with a story. You're looking at 2017, and it might have been the craziest, hardest year for you. It might have been like a dumpster fire of a year. You're like, I just want it done. I'm ready for 2018. But let me tell you this. God can redeem anything negative that happened in 2017 and help you finish this year strong. Tonight, you don't get to walk out of this room with a negative story. Tonight, you don't get to walk out of this room with a broken story, because Jesus in the manger means that story is healed. It means that story is redeemed, and that means tonight, you got a chance to finish strong, without a shadow of a doubt. So as we look into 2018, let's not skip over the manger, guys. Let's not skip over it. Let's not miss the manger for the presents, even though they're amazing. Let's not miss the manger for all the Christmas cookies. How many of you know calories don't count on Christmas? You know what I'm saying? Let's not miss that. Because the reality is, it's there that you have hope in your life. It's there that the game on your life is completely changed. One of the biggest things that Jesus did when he arrived is he served notice on the devil. He served notice. You got to know that when Jesus showed up, he completely served notice. The Bible says in Galatians 4 that at just the right time, God sent his son. God sent him to buy freedom for us. Jesus showed up at the right time. Somebody say right time. Jesus showed up at the right time. If Jesus would have shown up early, it would have been the wrong time. If Jesus would have shown up too late, it would have been the wrong time. But Jesus showed up at just the right time. He showed up at just the right time to bring freedom to you. And you got to know this tonight, right now, this is your right time. This is your right time in your life. You might have gotten in a fight with your parents before you came here. You might be dreading going back home. You might be stressed out about 2018, but you got to know that Jesus is showing up at the right time tonight to bring freedom into your life. That his manger shows up in your life to serve notice on the devil, to serve notice on all sin and death, that its time is short. Jesus showed up at the right time. See, his birth wasn't insignificant. It was God serving notice on the devil. It was like that God took a note, nailed it to the devil's house, and said, I'm about to kick you out. And when Jesus showed up, it got real. And God tonight is nailing a note to the devil's door. And he's thinking of you, saying, his time is short because Jesus showed up in the manger. And tonight I got to ask you, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do with Jesus in the manger? Because one of the things that's hardest for me to see is to see a student struggling with sin in their life when Jesus was born to break that sin. It's almost like you walk around in chains in your life, and Jesus shows up with the key, and he puts it in your hand, but you refuse to use it because you're more comfortable with your chains than you are with your freedom. Some of you are more comfortable with your addictions than you are with being healed and set free. Some of you have an identity that's rooted in depression more than rooted in joy. And your chains are more of a security blanket than God's freedom in your life. When Jesus was born and he was laid in that manger, the key was put in your hands, and the devil can do nothing about it, so that your depression, so that your sickness, so that everything in your life can be completely broken, because his birth served notice that sin and death, its time was short on your life. It's one of the most important things to understand, because what did it serve notice of? It served notice that Jesus came into the world to destroy the works of the devil. Jesus in the manger is the ultimate catch me outside. I mean, it really is. It's like God took Jesus, laid him in the manger, looks at Satan and says, I'm about to destroy your works, catch me outside. That's what it is. And the devil didn't want to go outside because he knew what was waiting for him, baby Jesus. You got to know that there was just as much power to crack sin and death in the little fists of baby Jesus in the manger as there was in that man on the cross. You got to know that. You got to know that when Jesus showed up on the scene, When he showed up on the scene, it was the ultimate catch me outside as he destroyed the works of the devil. As the worship team comes up, it says in 1 John 3:8, it says, Jesus came into the world to destroy the works of the devil. Jesus didn't come into the world to mess up the devil's plans. He didn't come into the world to go ahead and hide the devil's plans. He didn't come into the world to stop the devil's plans. He came into the world to completely and utterly destroy the devil's plans. He came to take it and rip it up so bad that the devil didn't even know where to start again. There's a story about your life that the devil has been writing since the beginning of your life. There's a story that the devil has been writing about your life, and he has been working against you, trying to derail you. But the manger says that Jesus derails the devil. The manger says that no matter what plans that the devil has for you, that one moment of Jesus on the scene sabotages anything that the devil could do. He came to destroy the works of the devil. He came to take all the works, all the plans and everything, rip them up so bad that the devil's like, I don't even know where to start in your life again. It not only serves notice on the devil, but it destroys the works of the devil, that his time is short. Your 1 year of depression, your 5 years of struggle, your 10 years of pain can be shattered by a moment in God's presence. Hear me when I say this. God could do more in 1 second than any self-help book, any psychiatrist, any medication could do in a lifetime. God could do more in 1 moment of lifting your hands than anything could do in a lifetime. When I was healed of clinical depression after 12 years, I was up at the front, I was worshiping God, and in 1 moment, he completely broke me of depression for the rest of my life. Completely broke me of it. Why? Because he didn't come just to move my depression, he came to destroy it. And God, wrapped in human clothes, calling himself Jesus and laying himself in a manger as a human being, he did it so that he could identify with you. He's the only one. There's no other religion where God becomes man, where God becomes a human being to relate with you because he has you on his mind. See, he came to serve notice on the devil, to nail a note to his door saying, your time is short, you're about to be kicked out. He came to destroy the works of the devil. The ultimate catch me outside. The ultimate, I'm not going to let you mess with my kids anymore. The ultimate, I'm about to mess you up. The ultimate, if you even look at my kids anymore, God says, I'm going to wreck you, devil. That's what the manger means. That's why the devil freaked out when Jesus was laid in that manger. But finally, his birth changed the world forever. And his birth, Jesus in that manger, means that your world is changed forever. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, 2-6, it says that the people who walk in darkness will see a great light, a light that will shine on all who live in the land where death casts a shadow. For God will break the chains that bind his people and the whip that scourges them. For a child is born to us, a son is given to us, and all the authority and government will rest on his shoulders. These will be his royal titles: Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. His birth was nothing short of a revolution that declared that God was now with us. That's what Jesus' names mean. God is with us and God is with you. Come on. It means God is with us tonight. It means God is with us in the valley. It means that God is with us on our mountaintops. It means that God is with us in our sickness, that he's with us when we're homeless, he's with us when we're addicted, that he's with us in our guilt, and God is with us when we're losing our minds. But if you hold on to God and you believe that that baby in the manger has the power to bring hope in your life, then you also got to understand that God is with us in our healing, that God is with you in your victory, that God is with you in your success, in your freedom, in your love, that God is with us to bring peace, goodwill, and salvation to every man, woman, and child. And tonight, that means you. So all across this room, let's stand to our feet. You have an opportunity to step in to what Jesus brings you. You wrote down on a piece of paper what you hope to see God do this season and in 2018. I want you to take that piece of paper out and I want you to lift it up in the air right now. You put it in your pocket. I want you to hold it up in the air. And I want you to close your eyes because you have an opportunity to do something with this. Tonight, God put hope in your heart. The things you hope to see God do in 2018. The things you hope to see God do this Christmas. And trust me, Jesus in the manger means those hopes come true. Means those hopes are real. Those hopes that you had started in the heart of God, and He put them in you tonight. So when you come up to the front and we worship one more time, I want you to take those hopes, I want you to lay them down up front, and I want you to lift your hands to Jesus and praise Him for what He's about to do in your life.